Football legends have today weighed in on the England replica shirt row, with one dubbing it the worst own goal ever. Nike revealed it had altered St. George Cross using purple and blue horizontal stripes in what it called a playful update to the shirt ahead of Euro 2024.
The US firm said the colors were inspired by the training kit worn by England's 1966 World Cup winners. Some football pundits and fans criticized the design and price of the shirt since it was launched earlier this week.
Now footy legends like Harry Redknapp, Peter Shilton and David Seaman have had their say on the saga. Redknapp this morning blasted the decision as an absolute disgrace. Read more sports news. KEEP The Change England kit row as fans blast meaningless change to St. George Cross shirty. Keir Starmer blasts New England footy shirt rip-off prices on Sun's politics show. He slammed, "I've seen plenty of own goals in my time, but this has to be the worst ever."
Who on earth thought this was a good idea? It's the cross of St. George, red and white. Would Nike do this with another country's national flag? It's something that should be respected, not changed for a bit of playful fun, as they put it.
In my book it's an absolute disgrace. I hope they see sense and have a rethink. Most read in football. RAPE arrest ex-Man City ace Robinho arrested after judges ruled he will serve rape sentence. New case shock Prem charge another club for FFP breach with points deduction likely. Sak Saka leaves England camp amid Arsenal fears ahead of crunch. Man City clash friend zone. Forgotten Arsenal stars return in behind closed doors game but get hammered 4-0. Former England goalkeeper Shilton also has his say, announcing he was totally against the new shirt.
He told GB News, "I am totally against it," which I don't think is a surprise. I mean, I am a traditionalist, really. England's best and worst kits. I think we have seen a lot of design changes on shirts, and that's to get the fans to buy the new shirt every time it changes.
But now they are messing with the colors on a national flag, and you know, where would it stop once it starts? Is the next shirt going to have more changes in the color? So I am against it. I think it is wrong. It is only a small change, but I think it could be the start of more changes. That's the way I look on it. Once you start changing the color,
I mean, the Three Lions is obviously traditional and the fans love that. I am very surprised, to be fair, that the FA agreed to this, but it's all about money and making money, and if the shirt sponsor says, "Look, we'd like to do this," then sometimes you get maybe members at the FA who think, "Oh well, we are getting paid well for it." You know, we won't bother. England's shirt change controversy. The latest Three Lions strip came under heavy fire after a sudden change.
The Three Lions strips were unveiled on Monday with the traditional red cross altered to one with navy, light blue and purple. But Nike and the FA have no plans to recall the New England home kit amid a row over its altered St. George flag.
Both the home and away kits were released earlier this week, with England set to debut them during the upcoming March internationals. It is thought to be a nod to the 1966 World Cup winners' training kit, which contained blue, red and purple.
The change led to some labeling the shirt woke as they called on the manufacturer to revert back to the usual colors. But according to the Mail, Nike will not succumb to pressure from some England fans.
It is thought to be a nod to the 1966 World Cup winners' training kit, which contained blue, red and purple. The change led to some labeling the shirt woke as they called on the manufacturer to revert back to the usual colors.
But according to the Mail, Nike will not succumb to pressure from some England fans. It is understood the flag alteration was the work of a Nike designer, but was also signed off by the FA.
And the FA insists the decision was made to honor the classic color regime of 1966 training gear. New kit releases are one of the highlights in the build-up to a summer tournament, but England fans have also been left frustrated by the cost of the Three Lions new jerseys.
England's authentic home and away shirts for the European Championships have been priced at £124. £99 for adults and a whopping £119.99 for children. But I think it is a precedent that we don't want, other things to suddenly change on the next England shirt, and maybe, a pink band going round the middle of the shirt. I mean, you don't know, do you, what they are going to change?
England's most capped men's player, 74, also criticised the price of the new shirt. An authentic version costs £124.99 for adults and £119.99 for children, while a stadium version is £84.
£99 and £64.99 for children. Shilton continued, I do think also the cost of the shirts now is getting extortionate. I think the fans are getting ripped off in a way. I think it is going to be very difficult for parents if they have got a couple of kids to buy them each a new shirt. That's why they make these changes.
Meanwhile, former England goalie Seaman, who played 75 times for his country, said leave it alone. He said, it doesn't need fixing. What's next? Are they going to change the Three Lions to Three Cats? Leave it alone.
It's the St. George flag. Leave it alone. I'm sure that if they'd approached the lads and asked them about it, they would have said no. Just leave it alone. Adrian Bevington, the former FA managing director, said he would not have signed off the shirt.
He told TalkSport, I think it's an emotive subject and it was always going to cause the conjecture that we've got. I always try and see it from all sides, and I understand from Nike's perspective they're looking to push all the time and be cutting edge and as modern as they can be to the different markets they serve.
Bevington said, however, it is our flag. He continued, When the games take place, particularly during the tournament, you'll see the stadium absolutely swamped with the cross of St. George hanging everywhere. It's a national identity and I just don't really think it needs to be changed. And it's going to upset a lot of people because people do feel passionate about this.
What has Nike said? A Nike spokesperson told the Mail, the England 2024 home kit disrupts history with a modern take on a classic. The trim on the cuffs takes its cues from the training gear worn by England's 1966 heroes, with a gradient of blues and reds topped with purple.
The same colors also feature an interpretation of the flag of St. George on the back of the collar. But he added, it may end up selling more kits for them, who knows, commercially it might drive it with the conjecture it's created.
If it'd been in a position to sign off or not, I would have signed off on that personally. It comes after Sir Keir Starmer called on Nike to change the color back to the traditional red.
He said he believed the flag was a unifier and insisted the sporting brand should reconsider the decision to modify it. Sir Keir told The Sun, "I'm a big football fan, I go to England games, men and women's games, and the flag is used by everybody.
It is a unifier. It doesn't need to be changed. We just need to be proud of it. So, I think they should just reconsider this and change it back." I'm not even sure they can properly explain why they thought they needed to change it in the first place.
The Labour leader also called on Nike to reduce the price. A Nike spokesperson previously told media outlets, the England 2024 home kit disrupts history with a modern take on a classic. The trim on the cuffs takes its cues from the training gear worn by England's 1966 heroes, with a gradient of blues and reds topped with purple.
The same colors also feature an interpretation of the flag of St. George on the back of the collar. According to the Mail, Nike will not succumb to pressure from some England fans to change the alteration.
A Nike spokesperson said, the England 2024 home kit disrupts history with a modern take on a classic. Read more. Son STORIESHOUSE. That mum of too many kids making them sleep in the garden as shushes out of Spacebot Lux CBB winner. Revealed. Ahead of nail-bitingly close final, it's not David Potts. The trim on the cuffs takes its cues from the training gear worn by England's 1966 heroes, with a gradient of blues and reds topped with purple. The same colors also feature an interpretation of the flag of St. George on the back of the collar.